In an overcrowded sea of real estate agents in most every market across the country, how do you rise to the top 1%? This concept of the 1% oftentimes has a negative connotation. In real estate, that's absolutely where you want to be. The problem is when you get there, you need to make sure that you actually have a life worth living and you're not working every evening and weekend. So that's the only thing I'll pick on about the top 1% in real estate, is making sure that you get there with the proper tools and systems in place. If you stick around to the end of this video, I'm going to show you the 5 steps to grow your real estate business to $1 million in GCI and beyond. If you like the channel, please subscribe and turn your notifications on, and make sure you comment on this video as well. When I think about, going from a busy agent, maybe not having the type of success that they want, to absolutely getting to the top 1% of 1%, I think about Dave Friedman in Charleston, South Carolina. When I met Dave, he had just come off a year where he sold 35 homes in his market, and he was working like every waking hour, and things were not great with his wife, Haley. He shared that with me publicly on a video, so I feel like I could share that here. He didn't really have a path to elegantly, ascend in his business, sell more homes, working less hours so he can do the things that really matter in life. So the top 1% is this great thing. We want it. At the same time, we don't want to give away our life to achieve it. So Dave, I remember he came to our first, it might've been our first intensive workshop in August 2014. And I know this date, I know it exactly, because in August of 2018, Dave attended our fall intensive workshop in Charleston, South Carolina, is where we held it. So 4 years later, he left me a Vox message and he said, man, I was just going through, he's in the process of moving. He said, man, I just went through a bunch of old stuff, getting ready for the move. And Haley handed me a box of like workshop materials from, different seminars and stuff I've been to. And I found the one from fall 2014. And he recalled that his big takeaway was to hire a buyer's agent. Keep in mind, he just came off a year where he sold 35 homes, working 70 to 80 hours. That's top 1%. And 4 years later, he sold 350 homes, working less than 40 hours a week. And so when I'm talking top 1%, I really mean a fun game is like, how do you get to the top, but get there in a way where the business is sustainable and it's not gonna, have this collateral damage in the areas of life that matter more. And the key things that Dave focused on was, he knew at the time that he needed to sell. Like, there are different priorities that you have to focus on at different points in your real estate business growth journey. And the key aspect for a sales business is selling. So how could he delegate everything off of his plate except selling? And he hired an administrative assistant who focused on building out the systems that Real Estate B School provided, and he was focused on selling. And then he focused on bringing a couple buyer agents onto his team so he can, not work with buyers anymore. And so it's this mindset of, how do I need to set up the business in a way where it doesn't rely on me 100% all of the time? And that's really the focus of, agents turned team leaders turned business owners. The 1% of the 1%, it's this mindset of building a business that doesn't rely on them showing up. Fast forward 2 years later, into 2020, and Dave, he'll sell about 4.5 million GCI, about 450 units in this market. He doesn't go to the office anymore. He's got multiple businesses. He works about 20 to 30 hours a week, and he's got a leadership team that runs the show. So he's top 1% of top 1% of top 1%. He's really achieved at a high level. And the takeaway is this mindset of a top 1%, is that I can't be the one running a sign over to this property, or swapping out a lockbox, or designing a brochure, entering a listing into MLS, or even showing buyers homes, right? There are a dozen jobs you can do as a real estate agent, but are you focused on the things that actually get you paid as the top of the top of the top? And it's this constant sort of looking for opportunities to delegate so that you can elevate. right? Delegate and elevate, delegate and elevate. And we do this every 90 days in Real Estate B School. We have this 3-year vision, a 1-year plan. 90 days at a time, we put together an ideal week and we delegate to elevate so that our ideal week on paper becomes reality. So if you're at the point in your business growth journey, man, where you wish, I would love there to be, like 5 steps where I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can build out a business that doesn't depend on me. I'm able to scale and I could be the top of the top. I've built that out for you. It's our 5 steps to $1 million in GCI and beyond in any economic climate. Just go to realestatebusinessfreedom.com. That's realestatebusinessfreedom.com. And if you like the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn your notifications on, and make sure you comment on this video if you have any questions or if you want to challenge me in any way whatsoever. We'll see you on the next video.